Hello friends, how are we? Hope you are all fantastic, sensational, amazing and awesome as always. It is I, your fearless leader, Nicola Moras. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Welcome to the LA edition of the Coffee Run Live, and it almost should be like the Dinner Run Live because I've just had dinner. I did have a dirty burger without the bun, and it was the most amazing piece of meat and tomato and cheese and relish and all of that really good stuff. And I decided, and I didn't even eat the fries, it's got to be better than drinking, right? In terms of that kind of thing. Not quite a steak, but that's okay. So I've got a bit of a busy few hours ahead of me. I'm on Ticker TV with Aaron and Laura in a little over an hour, and then I'm running a call for my mastermind people. So I thought that I would still stick to our normal scheduled programming and come to you live from over here. So here is I've been chatting with a client today via Voxer, and I shared with her something that I thought was really important, actually. And this thing that I thought was really important was my mortification, and actually I'm quite embarrassed about it. I've been running an event over here, so in the States tomorrow and Thursday, and my goal was because I've been invited to speak at this event on the weekend, so they've said, will you come, will you do this? I'm like, yeah, that's amazing. Any excuse to come to the States. Hey, Tani. And I'm like, yes, I'm in. And I decided in my head, as we do, it's like, all right, so if I'm coming over all of this way, I don't want to rely on that room to make sales or to get clients and things like that. So I've decided I endeavored to monetize the trip. Okay. Hey, Jess. So, I think this is a normal thing. If you're going to an event or you've been invited to speak, we want to make the most of it. If you're going to travel 14 hours over to the West Coast of the US from Sydney or Melbourne, then it's a long way to go for a 2-hour maybe speaking event. I mean, I'm there for the whole weekend, but that's kind of not the point. So I thought, right, I'll run an event here. So you guys might have seen it. It's visible live. It's still Market Yourself Like a Rock Star. I've run these over here before with people in the room, and it's always fantastic and freaking amazing. And this time, I have not even been able to sell one ticket. Not even one ticket. So I was talking to the event organizer here in the hotel. We're staying at the Redondo Beach Hotel, and this is where the event is going to be run on the weekend. And I thought, right, well, if the big event is being run here, then I might as well use a smaller conference room to run my stuff here. So I was talking to her, and when it came out in the wash, it was probably going to be about $1,000 for me to hire the room, and then you've got the food and beverage and all of that sort of stuff. So I was like, I'm really super happy to invest in running events. I have no problem. But I did say to her, look, put the room on hold for me. If anyone else comes up wanting the space on those dates, let me know. Just give me a few weeks just to see what's going on. So kept promoting for another few weeks, and she's reaching out saying, hey, we really need to get the contract sorted. Have you got any questions? How can I help you move forward with this? And I've just gone, look, I'm actually really sorry, and this is really quite embarrassing. I actually haven't had anybody enroll in it, so I'm just going to have to take the risk that if and when people do, that it's not going to, that the space will be available, and if the space is not available, it's okay. I will work something else out. There's always other options, right? You guys, there's always other options. Now let me know if it's not just me that feels embarrassed and slightly mortified at the fact that we don't always make sales with our offers. Let me know. I know Jess and I have been talking about that today, and she actually made mention of another gentleman that she's been working with over in the past, or that she's worked with in the past, who has said something similar, where they've gone out and promoted stuff and they haven't sold either as many tickets as what they were expecting. And I mean, oh, Kate, thank God. And I've run these events before and people have bought, it's not like I don't know. It's really curious. And I know Americans, like I know you guys, like over here, you speak a little bit differently, right? I mean, not just accent, but you do say things slightly different. And I think, I don't know what's going on. It's just really, really strange. But put that aside and put my absolute I'm a fucking marketer, right? This is my jam. This is what I do. I'm a sales and marketing expert. I've been doing this for fucking 10 years. You would think that if anyone was going to be able to sell out a room, that it would be me. That's just, that it would be me. And yet I have not been able to do it. And so I'm just like, fuck. There's a whole lot of, I've had to really swallow my pride. I've had to let my ego go and actually take a little bit of my own advice here. And in fact, actually, even my Australian Visible Live tour ticket, it's like $497 for 2 days, me in a room. You get your content sorted for next year. It's going to be fucking amazing. I've run that event time and time again, and people are freaking awesome with it. And they just have huge breakthroughs. I haven't sold as many of those tickets as I honestly thought that I would have as well. And it's like, well, okay, I'm human, right? So probably similar to you guys. It's like, well, I don't think what's wrong with me per se, because I know everything is right with me. I'm amazing. It's not about that, but it's like, okay, so what the fuck is wrong with the marketing? What is wrong with the dates? Is there something wrong with the value proposition? Is there something wrong with the way that we're targeting the ads? Is there something wrong with the email marketing? Is it too mass market? Is it too niche? There's all of these questions that kind of come in. And for me, it's where I come back and I go, well, actually, no, Nick, you've done all the right things. Everything makes sense. You are selling tickets, and there's some way that we can put probably a bit more fuel behind the fire. But to be honest with you, I don't want to take money out of my cash flow to do more of that, because I've got it going, channeling in other areas at the moment. So it's also like this cash flow prioritization thing, which, to be honest, is just like a fucking pain in my ass, to be completely blunt. But I guess that there is that questioning. Now, I've got experience under my belt, right? I've been doing it for 10 years, and I know that sometimes this is what happens. So I guess I'm far enough down the path to not base my self-worth or my IP or my process on one particular, essentially isolated event not going as well as what I thought that it would have, to impact my self-worth, my confidence, or my certainty and absolute volition and power behind what it is that behind this event. Like, I know it's freaking amazing. It's hands down. Like, if you don't find $497 to be there, you've got rocks in your head. It's fucking amazing. So, like, I know that regardless of how many people buy or not. But here's the other thing that I was saying to Jess just earlier today, and that was this. You guys know that I always bang on about value stacking and building relationships and, doing all of that, right? And I guess the thing for me, the way that I look at it is this, and I think that this is a really resourceful, actually, I know that this is a really resourceful way of doing it. Now, and it's hard to not be hung up on the outcome, right? Because we want all of the people to be in all of the rooms and make all of the money and help all of the people and transform all of their lives and create all of this amazing excitement and buzz and, transformation and forward positive momentum. And, we want all of that to happen, and it's really amazing. But then on the other hand, it's like, wow, but I need people in the room to do that. And then but I've got to do this and I've got to do this and, So the best thing that I can really remind you of is this, is that your self-worth is not based upon, or your level of success actually, is not based upon one of your things working or not working. I've launched multiple programs that have had no sales, and I feel like a fucking idiot, but that's my ego feels like an idiot, right? Because I know and I believe, and there's been people who are watching you guys right now, sorry to point at you, some of you right now have seen stuff of mine, like by either the Wake Up and Shake Up Your Shit that I'm promoting at the moment, or maybe Visible Live, or something else that you guys have seen. And in your head, you're like, you know what, Nicola, I fucking love you, but that thing is not quite right for me right now. Or that thing is not quite right for me just yet. Sometimes you guys will message me and say, hey, I've seen this. This is my situation. Is this really the best and the right thing for me right now? And I'll message you. And I'll email you, or I'll message you, or I'll talk to you, like whatever. And I'll say, hey, dude, don't do that. Like, wait till this next thing that's coming around, or don't do that, do this, or do this and then do this, or, this is the best pathway that you can take in order to be able to move forward, right? So if we think about the things that haven't sold, they are still pieces of value if you're not going out there saying, you know, buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit, and not actually adding value, and then, you know, you deserve to not make any sales, quite frankly. But if you're going out there and you're adding value, right? And if you're going out there and you're building relationships with people, you're helping, you're educating, motivating, inspiring, training, you know, doing whatever it is that you do through your marketing processes, those things that aren't selling are actually pieces of marketing that are still building relationships with people and helping people move forward, right? So the wake up and shake up your shit program, for instance, I haven't got anybody buy that yet. And there's some big confessions happening today. I'm just saying, it must be something about this sea air. So I haven't sold anyone into my US event, which freaking devastated, but that's okay. Haven't sold anyone into the wake up and the shake up your shit thing, which is going to be fucking epic, FYI. And like, that's all like personal transformation. It's all about getting up, getting motivated, you know, finding that within you, finding your purpose, and then moving and propelling forward. And it's stuff that I do all the time, but not in an isolated thing. And I firmly stand by that. So if we think about these two things that I'm actively promoting at the moment, so Visible Live, the national tour, and the wake up and shake up your shit. So these two pieces of things, because I've got them rolling around in the back of my head somewhere, then like all of the blogs that I do are kind of geared in a sense to leading people into either Visible Live or something later on into the future. Some people don't want a freaking online program, right? Some people really want to be in the room. Some people want to be part of a mastermind. Some people want one-on-one. People aren't always going to want that thing that you're out there promoting at that time, but it helps them to, throughout the other marketing that you're doing, it helps them to get to know you. It helps them to get to learn to trust you. It helps them to see that, you know, what it is that you're about it, and your thoughts and your IP and the way that you articulate the things that you're doing. Does that make sense, you guys? Kate, do you mean it's increasing your brand awareness through promo and education about it? Yeah, but like, I'm not even, you know, I don't even look at it like brand awareness in a sense. I look at it more like, you know, it's kind of like a smorgasbord, right? Or an a la carte menu. And you can say, all right, so Nicola, at the moment, I've got these two options, but there's a new, like, we know that there's a new menu coming out once the start date rolls in, right? So we've got, all right, so this is the promo for the moment, and the all the things that I do are all geared around being visible, right? And self and personal empowerment, personal transformation, you remembering who the fuck you are, you getting motivated, you putting yourself out there, and all of that kind of thing. So you might see something that I'm promoting, like Visible Live, for example, and be like, you know what, that sounds really cool, but it's not really for me, or I can't make those live dates. Okay, great. And then you know that I'm not going to not sell you, you know, that I'm not going to not make an offer, or that I'm not going to not sell something, right, at any given time. So some people, one lady has seen the online programs go out, and then she saw Rebel Squad, which is my high-level mastermind. She saw the Rebel Squad go out, and she's like, I need that, you know, how do I sign up for that? What do I need to do? So because I'd built up enough trust and rapport along the way. So it's not so much brand awareness, it's more like value stacking and helping people to understand that, you know, this thing might not be right, or this thing might be right, and something else is going to be coming, and so you can make that choice to either invest now or invest later or invest never. And, you know, it's each to their own. Really great question. So, like, to me, the value stacking is kind of like the promotion, the education, the brand awareness. Although I don't really believe in brand awareness. We're not Coca-Cola. I don't have $1 million a year, and I don't want to have $1 million a year to spend and invest in billboards and brand awareness, right? So it's just kind of like, you know, this is what's going on. And if you guys want to be a part of it, that'd be really amazing. And if not, that's totally cool too. Oh, it's fun when you see people who know each other on here. Hey, Beck. Cool, Jess. I find it hard to not take it personally, even though I know logically I shouldn't, but I do that with a lot of things. Yeah. And I guess that's where, like, we've got to be self-aware enough. And I talked about this last week a little bit when I talked about the erosion of confidence, right? The erosion of the bedrock of confidence. And when you haven't had a win for a while, it can be hard to not take it personally. I take things personally. My ego takes things personally sometimes, right? But then I come back and it's like, all right, so for example, like I hadn't made a sale for 10 days, you guys. No sales for 10 days. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the actual fuck is going on? Why is my stuff not selling? You know, so the human part of me is just like, wow, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God, I'm going to be broke in a month, you know, blah, 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 which is not, like, it's not true, right? But it's like the fear mind kind of kicks in. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And the rational part of me, the very self-aware part of me, the resourceful part of me goes, hang on a second, Nicola. You know that sometimes this happens, and you know that sometimes you go through these stages where your job, if you're fully trusting and you know that the process works, hey, Kelly, we know that the process works. We know that the tide always turns and it's always darkest before the dawn, you know, and all of that kind of stuff. We know that eventually someone will buy, right? So for me, I'm kind of like, okay, so number one, what can I learn from this is always a really big question that I'll ask myself. Number two, it's like, okay, so do I trust and back myself every time? And am I always making the right choices? Yes, because that's a belief that I've instilled within me, that I always make the right choices, I always make the right decisions, and you know, no matter what it is that I'm promoting, I know that I fully back it. And if I fully back it at the start and then I kind of lose interest, then I've got to pull it off the market, or I've got to stop it, or whatever it is that I'm doing. But essentially, I always make the right decisions, I always make the right choices. So what the fuck are you complaining about? This is what I say to myself, right? And then often I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, so, you know, have I made this more about me than I have made it about the people? And sometimes that might be true. Or, you know, have I fully given myself and given freely of myself and put myself out there and shared the message regardless of what the outcome is going to be? And it's always a hell yeah. So in that sense, I suppose if we look at these things that don't sell as quickly as we like, or don't sell at all, or freaking sell out, the thing that we've got to come back to is go, okay, like we're not just playing the game for today. We are playing the long game, right? I don't work with people. People don't follow me who are looking for just the quick fix alone. I know that you guys want to make money fast. I know that you want to get results fast. Like, that's a given. I understand that and I get it. But we're also here for the long haul. We are all here because we are committed to doing our life's work. We are either committed to working our purpose, or we're committed to finding our life's purpose, and we are going to do it come hell or high water, whether we get paid or whether we don't. The fact that we will get paid for it makes it so much easier, but there are other ways of being able to bring in money so that you can do your life's work, and so that you can work your purpose, right? So, you know, for me, I would be doing this whether this is what I'm doing, or whether I'm renovating houses, or whether I'm growing crops, or whether I decided to go and work for my husband, which I'm never going to do, between you, me, and the doorpost. But, you know, there's always the option there. So, you know, whether or not, you know, other circumstances in my world change, I believe that I am put on this earth to help motivate, inspire, and get people moving, to remind them of their full potential, to remind them that anything is possible and that you've just got to start doing it. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to commit and just keep fucking going, right? Resourcefully. So to me, if something's not working, I always come back to that. You know, am I doing and saying the things that I really wholeheartedly believe that I should absolutely fucking do? And if the answer is yes, then the mortification of not selling anyone and not being able to help anyone in a room right here tomorrow and the next day in the way that I thought that it would happen is fine. It doesn't really matter. What it has given me the opportunity to do is to spend time with Jo. You guys met Jo yesterday if you haven't met her before. And we had a grand old time. She's running an event today and tomorrow, and then we're going to see each other again on Thursday, and I'll get to hang out with her people. And here's the thing. You know, we don't know what one choice and one decision is going to lead to, and what the next thing that might come up will be, and then what the next thing that might come up will be. Our job, and I know it's hard when perhaps you've got, you know, you're really hoping that things are going to sell, but the right things always happen. It might not always look like it at the start or feel like it when you look at your fucking bank account, and then you've got the conversion to take into consideration. But I suppose what I'm really trying to get at to you guys today is I didn't sell any tickets into Visible Live for tomorrow and the next day here in the States. And I haven't talked about it before today because I've been dreadfully fucking embarrassed about it, to be blunt, and quite mortified at the fact that my American people, who all tell me that they love me, hey Leanne, they're not willing to part with their hard-earned cash in order to get what it is that I was going to do, which is totally fine. I take the responsibility of that, take my ego out of the way, and you know what? We're having a blast. You know, everything is working out exactly in the way that it should be. And the same with wake up and shake up your shit. You know, it still gives us the vehicle. And I've actually got one lady who said that she's doing it. Like, she just hasn't done the money yet. So, you know, I guess where I'm going with that is that the right people come in at the right time. The right offers go out at the right time. The offers that you put out are a vehicle not only for selling, but also for building trust, value stacking, and helping people to see what you're about, right? Trust that makes sense. Amanda, I only got one in Sparkle, but she is amazing and I love coaching her, and she's investing in my other stuff. See, you know, we can just have, like, sometimes that one person might not do something else, right? But they come in at the right time and it's just like bang, and they are the perfect people for you. And maybe they didn't buy that last thing because they were waiting for the big thing, or maybe they didn't buy the big thing because they were waiting for the smaller thing. Maybe they didn't buy the live thing because they want a pre-recorded thing, or maybe they didn't buy a pre-recorded thing because they wanted a live thing. You know, humans are really interesting in the sense that you know, sometimes we offer people what they want and then they go change their minds. But, you know, that's #humans. All right. Kate, awesome. Gotcha. Thanks. And love the menu analogy. You are very welcome. All right. So I think, have you guys got any other questions that I can answer for you while I'm hanging with you guys here today? Kate, mate, it fucks with you. Yes. Jen, oh my God, yes. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing, isn't it? Because I suppose, like, most people don't talk about this. I don't think most coaches or most business mentors, most marketing and sales experts aren't going to come out and say, hey, I didn't sell any fucking tickets into that thing. But on the same hand, you guys, I've made millions of dollars selling online, right? So I guess in that sense, it's like, you know what, I've had failed events that have not sold tickets. The events that I've run have been off the charts amazing. But it's not, don't measure your self-worth or measure your message success based on one thing maybe not selling. All right? Because out of 10 things that you put out there, maybe 8 things will sell. But if you think about it, you know, and I don't even have the statistical success rate. Let's say that it's 20% of programs / offers, maybe even 25% of programs / offers don't do what I would like them to do, right? For whatever reason that is. But that doesn't stop us from going, okay, great, awesome. So what's the next thing? You know, how can I make this better? How can I make this different? What else can I do? What can I do differently? And then going out and then going and getting the next. It's like sales calls. If you're on the phone making sales, you know that you're probably going to get maybe 5 no's, 5 people saying no to you, thanks and no, it's just not for me, to get 5 yeses. Sometimes I've got to get those 5 no's out of the way before the 5 yeses will come in. And it's no different with online selling and your online programs. You know, perhaps the 7 things that you put out are going to work, but you've got to get through the first 3 things that don't, right? So it's all about resilience. It's all about courage. It's all about bravery. It's all about being fucking persistent and not flogging a dead horse, but treating it like we're value stacking. Just think of it like another marketing activity. You're welcome, Jen. See, you are human. I know. It's really annoying sometimes. Sometimes I wish I just wasn't, and I was just some magical, mystical magician that maybe I am, that just, you know, I'm just not very well practiced yet, where I can just wave my magical wand and all of the people come. It's funny, in my journal yesterday, I'm like, I just want to serve all of the people. I just want to help all of the people. God, give me more people to help and to serve and to motivate and inspire. And that's why I'm here. But sometimes things don't quite work out the way that you want it to. But we're going to let go of the mortification. We're going to let go of any perceived embarrassment, because that's all ego shit. And we're going to get back to the job at hand, which is you being you owning you putting yourself out there. And why, everybody? Why are we going to do that? Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. You're welcome, Tani. Do you want to know why we're going to do that? Because the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. Yes, they freaking are. Melissa, I'm learning not to get my self-worth directly from business results. It's a process, that's for sure. Oh, hell yes. Oh, yes. And I think that's been probably the biggest lesson for me since the downscaling of my business. Actually, I've spoken with you guys about, like, my daughter got really sick for a while, and I purposefully scaled the business back from about $1 million a year that was scaling upwards, and scaled it right back in order to make sure that I was able to be there, be available, and do all of the different things for her. And it was a really interesting recalibration, because, I'm like all of us, we're all high achievers, right? I would suggest that most of us are A-type personalities. We're driven, we're motivated, we're inspired, we really want to help people, and we know that, being an achiever is one of the ways that we can do that, and that the easiest way to measure an achiever's success is looking at business results. Right? It's a really easy way of measuring one's self-worth when things are going well. And it's really interesting to extricate our actual identity out of I'm a successful business owner, or I'm a successful entrepreneur, or I'm whatever label it is that we give ourselves, and actually coming back and saying, I'm a freaking amazing human, whether I make $1 million a year or whether I make $10,000 a year. It's a really interesting juggle, I think, for me, a really interesting repatterning. Well, I am glad that you are learning that, because it's a really important lesson, actually. So, you guys, I'm going to love you and leave you and set you free about I don't know what day it is. I feel like it might be Wednesday. Is it Wednesday there? Because it's Tuesday night here. Yes, it is Wednesday there. I'm catching up with Aaron from Ticker TV this afternoon, which is, not this afternoon, my afternoon, your afternoon, it is the afternoon, going live over on Ticker TV at 12:30, so that's going to be a whole bunch of fun. And then I'm running a call for my Rebel Squad Masterminders, and that is going to be a whole lot of fun as well. So, for those of you who are curious, we've got Wake Up and Shake Up Your Shit that is starting next week, which is all about, really finding your purpose, remembering who you are, and then using that daily to propel you with momentum. So you can find out more about that at nicolamoras.com.au/wake up, which is one word, WAKEUP. And that is going to be on at 5 a.m. in the morning, Sydney time, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which or 11 o'clock a.m. LA time, Pacific time, for those of you who are over here. Additionally, if you are... I'm not going to beg and plead you guys to come to the national tour, but here's me begging and pleading, because I think it's going to be fucking amazing for you, and it's going to help you get yourself out there. You can find out more about that, because that's not awkward, is it, after everything we've just talked about. It is nicolamoras.com.au/rockstar, because that is the theme of this thing. It's all about market yourself like a rock star. You'll have your content completely mapped out for 2020. It'll be transformational. It's amazing. You're going to meet some absolutely freaking kick-ass business owners. They are fucking fabulous, FYI. So come and join the crew in a capital city near you. Otherwise, I will speak with you all tomorrow. I've got another interview tomorrow happening with a gentleman called Wei, who is the organizer of a conference that I'm headed down to this weekend. Keep your eyeballs out for all the beach photos, and I love you. Thanks for hanging out. I really hope this has helped you. I'm just getting over myself and the whole mortification and the embarrassment of said failed US event launch. So have a really fantastic and amazing afternoon. I can't wait to chat with you tomorrow. Let me know that this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. Love you guys.